What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look and a listen to Representative Hearn. He's going to be talking about Social Security reform. Now, he is the one that authored the Republican Study Committee report that said that they were going to raise the full, or they wanted to raise the full retirement age to 69 or 70. I guess right now they're saying it's 69, as well as means test Social Security. So that means the middle class people who are receiving Social Security benefits might receive less. That way, the people who are living at or below the poverty line would be able to receive a little bit more. So we're going to look at the details here. I'll show you him. He's going to talk a little bit about what he wants to do to reform Social Security. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. And if you guys don't know, on Twitter, I always post my articles. So if I'm looking at articles, I'm doing research, I always post those articles. So if you guys hear me say something, usually you'll have that article to look at and it'll be on Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter, you can just watch the articles. And sometimes you'll be able to see articles that I don't even talk about, but I think they're interesting. So make sure you go over to Twitter and our X, I guess they're calling it X now, go over to X and follow me, and you'll get all the information when it comes to Social Security as well as other headline news. Okay, so I want to show you guys this clip. We'll talk a little bit about it. This is Representative Hearn. Like I said, he is the one that's talking about raising the full retirement age, or at least he received buy-in from this Republican Study Committee that is okay with raising the full retirement age. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
Is projected to be insolvent or won't have enough money to pay its bills starting in 2033. When that happens, there will be a benefit cut across the board for everyone. Tonight, we're going in depth on Social Security and why Tulsa Congressman Kevin Hern is part of a national debate about its future. When it comes to Social Security, the clock is ticking, and we're not talking about those who depend on it to live. It's the program itself. The Congressional Budget Office projects Social Security in its current form by 2033 will become insolvent. When it does, there will be an automatic 23% cut to benefits across the board.
When Social Security was created, there were 10 people working under 65 to fund the Social Security program. Today, there are only 4. So that we have less workers, we have people living longer, and we have more people retiring because of the baby boomers.
Tulsa Congressman Kevin Hern is the chairman of the Republican Study Committee. It's the largest caucus of Republicans in the U.S. House. Last month, they released a proposal they believe will keep the program going for years to come. It raises the retirement age to 69, and it removes extra benefits the well-off get for paying more into the program.
People have been blessed by the American dream and have had a very successful career and don't need as much money in retirement. They should give up some of that to those who have been less fortunate so that they have a fulfilled retirement.
But for the last 2 State of the Union addresses, President Joe Biden has been literally shouting at Republicans not to touch Social Security. He says Social Security is running low on money, partially because the rich and corporations don't pay as much into it as they should.
And if anyone tries to cut Medicare, I'll stop them. I'll veto it. You're not going to cut another $2 trillion for the super wealth. That's good to hear. I'll protect and strengthen Social Security and make the wealthy pay their fair share.
Hearn says there's no easy time to have this conversation, especially in an election year. He says time is running out before Grandma and Grandpa have automatic cuts to their checks.
If you're worried about getting reelected, if you're worried about being a politician, then yeah, you should never bring this up, which is exactly why we're $35 trillion in debt and why we have an insolvent Social Security in about 6.5 years, why Medicare is going broke as well.
Hearn says people on Social Security or about to get on it won't experience any changes. The biggest changes will come to the rich and the young. Social Security is a vital part of how many people in this country make ends meet, especially the elderly. The Social Security Administration reported in December 9 out of 10 people over the age of 65 receive some kind of Social Security benefit. Out of the 52.7 million Americans getting a Social Security retirement check, the federal government spends $97.8 billion a month. The average benefit of that is $1,905 per recipient. And we're not even talking about those on Social Security disability or getting survivor benefits as well. Social Security will be one of the top issues talked about on the campaign trail this fall. It's not as top of mind as illegal immigration, but it's still a top issue. President Biden's plan is to tax the rich more to get more funding into the program itself. Former President Trump has not said what he wants to do specifically to keep Social Security going, but he acknowledges that changes do need to happen within the program now with its structure and how it's administered.
So first of all, there is a lot you can do in terms of entitlements, in terms of cutting, and in terms of also the theft and the bad management of entitlements, tremendous bad management of entitlements. There's tremendous amounts.
I won't cut Social Security. I will not cut Medicare. Instead of cutting Social Security and Medicare to give tax breaks to the super wealthy, I'm going to protect and strengthen Social Security and Medicare to make the wealthy begin to pay their fair share.
Here's the key here. No matter who wins, whoever is in charge will have to fix this over the next 4 years because critical dates and policies will start to take effect. Some of those critical dates and policies will lead to that automatic reduction of benefits for all. Meanwhile, when it comes to getting money back that the federal government overpays to some seniors and the disabled, the Social Security Administration says it's changing policies. The Social Security Administration announced last month instead of seeking back 100% of any extra money paid out, it will only ask people who received overpayments to pay back 10% of the extra money they were not supposed to get. The change comes after years of complaints by seniors that they would be paid extra money through no fault of their own, and then in order to get the money back, seniors would have entire checks confiscated by the federal government meant to make up for those overpayments. That means if grandma got a lot of extra money one month, to make up for that, she wouldn't get any even for food once the error was discovered or until the debt had been paid off.
Okay, so that was Representative Hearn talking about Social Security reform. Now, my first question that I have is, how long would this extend Social Security benefits? Because what he is saying is, they want to raise the full retirement age to 69, so from 67 to 69, so that's 2 years. And then also they want to means test Social Security. So, and this is mainly going to impact people who are middle class. Okay, so if you retire, you're middle class, you're receiving a pension, or you're receiving your retirement, your 401k, and then you're also receiving Social Security benefits, then guess what? They want to cut some of your benefits. That way they can allow people who are living at or below the poverty line a little bit more in their checks. But the problem here is you're not addressing the super wealthy. The super wealthy, they don't need Social Security. We know that because they have retirement plans already set up, but they have been paying into the system. So, I mean, realistically, you can look and say, well, they are entitled to Social Security benefits because they have been paying into it just like everyone else. But what Representative Hearn wants to do is he wants to means test that. But I think if you have someone wealthy, they're just going to say, well, it doesn't matter. Let me get a tax write-off for not receiving Social Security benefits. I'm going to be okay. But if you have someone who's middle class and they're now in a situation where you're cutting benefits from them, it could be $400, it could be $500, that can impact them because they can't just say, well, yeah, just write off Social Security. I'm fine with that. They can't say that. Where the wealthy can, the middle class can't. So where's that line going to be? That's something that Representative Hearn is not talking about, as well as how long will this prolong Social Security? Because if it only prolongs it for another 5 years or another 10 years, then what's the point? We need something solid that will extend Social Security out for another 50 to 75 years. So we don't have to worry about it. Just like in 1983, when they made those changes, they actually raised the full retirement age at that time from 65 to 67, and it extended Social Security out for 50 plus years. So that's what we need to see again. But my question is, will this do that? And we don't know. And we see, and he was talking about the shrinking workforce where you have back when Social Security was really strong, you had 10 people working for every person who was 65 or older. Now it's 4 people working for everyone 65 or older. And so now you see that shrinking workforce. And I think that's only going to get worse because we're looking at a situation where we have artificial intelligence now. We have robots doing a lot of jobs that people used to do. And I know you can make that argument, well, they're just switching to different jobs. Now you have people who are in the, science and technology, and they're making these robots and all of this stuff. You can make that argument. However, are all those people in the U.S.? They might not be. And if we're buying these products from other countries, they're not contributing to our payroll contribution. And so if you're shrinking the workforce, you have robots doing jobs, those robots are paying into a payroll contribution, and the company is not matching that payroll contribution. So now you have less money going to the Social Security Administration to pay out benefits. And that's the problem that we're faced with right now. So there's a lot that we have to look at. This is just another plan for reform for Social Security, but we don't really have much when it comes to details. And so let me know what you guys think about Representative Hearn's plan. So basically right now, raise the full retirement age to 69, and then be looking at means testing Social Security as a whole. And then, like I said, I'll do future videos where we'll look more deeply into this program, but there are some other cuts that they have set up. And then the last thing, how long do you think this will last? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think this is something that will last 50 years or 75 years? Or do you think this is just a short-term fix where they could at least say, we did something to reform Social Security, but in 5 or 10 years, we're going to have to look at the same thing over again? So let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.